Woody's at his age.
Welcome to the Jets Afterburners podcast. New York Jets stand 16 and Liam right there. It's my left. We got our first win. We are super excited. This win seems like a very Dan Campbell-ish type of turnaround, even though in the grand scheme of things it doesn't seem that way. But every Jet fan should feel pumped for what we saw earlier today. Don't you think, Liam?
I agree 100%. I mean, you go into this game, you don't really know what to expect. And just on and off the field all week long, from Woody coming out and, burying Justin Fields, and it looked like Tyrod was going to be the starter. And then it comes out that Tyrod got hurt. And then, Justin, he played like a guy that had nothing to lose. And early on in the game, there was still some ups and downs. Where there was like one point in the game I was just saying, like, we're just a bad team. You are what you are. You're just a bad team. But the heart that this team showed today, and the guts, the balls that they had, we might be on to something. And I'm not going to blow this out of proportions and say, playoffs and winning, right? It's 1 week at a time, but it shows that maybe Aaron Glenn's message is getting through. And don't get us wrong, Dan, they still are a bad team. There's not a lot of talent on this team, but I don't think today is really the day to make that, kind of argument. So maybe you get a couple more players. I don't know if this changes much when it comes to being sellers at the trade deadline, maybe a little bit, but get some of Aaron Glenn's guys here next year. And like I said, I don't want to blow this win out of proportion or, be too high or too down, too up, too low.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a positive. It's a really good sign. It was a really much needed win just to kind of get rid of that monkey on your back for a week. Aaron Glenn and the Jets can kind of breathe a little bit. So
with that being said, before we even start diving into the game, first and foremost, we want to send our condolences here to one of our own. This one really hit hard this morning. As a Jet fan, as all of Jet Nation knows what type of player Nick Mangold was and the human being that he was as well. Fun, loving, hard-nosed player, and gave everything that he had, right? But again, this is just so bittersweet because, yes, the Jets won, but we lost one of our own. And unfortunately, Nick Mangold lost his battle to kidney disease. And it's crazy because 2 weeks ago, he asked for a donor. And then fast forward, not even a week and a half later, this happens.
Yep.
We just want to extend our hearts out to the Mangold family. This just puts things in perspective as Jet fans and NFL fans and as human beings. Value life. It is so short. Yes, sports is an amazing tool just as an outlet to get away from certain things, but never go back down to the basics where you love each other, love your loved ones, be there for them, spend your time, do everything that you can to make memories and build your legacy. And as I said before, this is something that was completely unexpected. And again, our hearts go out to the Mangold family. Liam?
Yeah, Dan, absolutely. And you really feel for the family, the man. You know, he has 4 young, beautiful children. You know, beautiful wife. It's really unfortunate. I was fortunate enough to I have met Nick once. It was actually, ironically, they were playing the Bengals at home. It was the Mike White game, and I remember I was tailgating a little before the game, and I look over and like I see like a big crowd in underneath a tent. So I walk over there, and Nick was there, and he was doing a tailgating eating contest
Mhm.
where he was just trying a bunch of food, and then he kind of picked uh, the best one. He was like doing like some type of like PR work for the Jets on like whatever show or channel or whatever they were doing. He was, doing something for them. And then after that, him and Wayne Corbett were signing autographs, and I had the chance to meet Nick. And just the 5 minutes that I got to know him, I guess just an amazing person. Just a lot more than just the football player you saw. But I was just talking to him like I don't want to like overstay my welcome. Like he signed a couple things, took a couple pictures, and then just said thank you. You're like one of my favorites, and he is. Him and Wayne Corbett are actually my number 1 and 2 all time favorite Jets. And like he just wanted to continue the conversation. He didn't care that there was a line. So he was a very personable guy, and just like his play on the field really showed the same person off the field, and that's what he was. He was a fun guy. Um, I think back to 2015, that Ranger game where he's like banging on the glass, fraternizing the opposing team.
Yes.
I don't remember what team it was, but with the beer in the hand, like just like a fun guy overall, and one hell of a ball player. And I wish that there's something more that they can do to honor him. It stinks so bad that he's not going to be here to witness that. But even watching Rex break down today and just the outpour of love and support that was showed for him, it's really telling. You know, um, it sucks, and this was so unexpected. I mean, I don't think anybody really knew until about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, what was going on with the whole kidney disease thing.
Right.
We saw that, but like part of me, like I just kind of figured, like yeah, like so, he'll find somebody. Like he's gonna be okay. And then you go on X this morning and you see that he passed away, and like my heart dropped, dude. It really did.
Yep.
I was in shock for a minute. First
And
thing, I
it,
I reached out to a couple buddies, and I was just like, "This is insane." And it's been like heavy on my mind all day. It's like you feel like you knew the person. It feels like a death that hits close to home. A lot of the glory days, he was a big part of it.
without a doubt. And with that, we send out again our condolences to the family. And I got to be honest, I think the one of the best things that Woody Johnson can do, and do it fast, man. Show what it's all about to have that Jets family
Yep.
retire 74, retire it right now, as fast as you can. So with that, again, man, our condolences. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Nick. So, and with that, we have to keep going. And again, we're going to kind of slowly segue into the game and what occurred today. Again, it's something where a lot of us, a lot of Jet fans, me included, I'm like, all right, 0-17, do things the right way, blow this up at the end of the year. Uh, this guy's not the coach for us. But you know what? I'm happy that the professionals that are in that locker room don't think the way I do. They say, you know what? We're about to hit the
Yeah.
bye. We got a bunch of adversity going on right here. Huge, enormous. The owner just lambasted our starting quarterback. How does the team respond? And let me tell you, going into that fourth quarter, Liam, I was like, all right, I guess we're going to go into this 0-8. They did not quit.
Yep.
That to me is the biggest thing. We spoke about it about 3 weeks ago. Said, what's the most important thing? Changing the culture or the first overall draft pick? And it was
Right.
lopsided. It was the culture. It was the culture. But every time the Jets would lose, damn, let's go get that franchise quarterback. Let's go get him. Let's go get him. Today showed a lot from Justin Fields. Number one, faith first type of guy. You could see how
Yep.
that kind of character that he has and how vulnerable he was explaining to the media and NFL fans what kind of week he went through. It was a lot.
Yeah.
He was speaking about falling down on his knees and praying and just breaking down, and he had family members just sending support. I think that's one of the biggest thing, kind of like tying these loose ends in life. You need a good support system, and Justin Fields has that. And another
Yeah.
huge supporter that he has is our head coach. You can tell how much he cares for each and every single player on the 53-man roster and even the practice squad. If and when Aaron Glenn turns this ship around, and it started today, and I get it. A lot of people are saying, nah, this ain't a Dan Campbell moment. Nobody. You know what? Detroit Lion fans had no idea what a Dan Campbell moment was when they won their first game of the season, starting off 1-10. This year, folks, not to like blow hot air, but what we saw today, where
Yeah.
this is the kind of gutsy calls we're going to see out of Aaron Glenn to turn this ship around. Sorry to use that all over again, but going for two,
Yeah.
dude, going for two after he scored a touchdown at what?
Yeah.
You don't do that. I was ready to roast him. Ready. Good thing that he made
Yeah.
it. And I'm happy about that. I'm happy that we're 1-7 right now. It shows grit.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just also want to apologize real quick. I don't know what is. I'm having bad internet issues these last few days. So if I'm choppy or if I have to go out and come back in or something, I'm gonna do my best. I apologize Thursday night. I had to do a little bit of an Irish goodbye. I didn't want to, but so just bear with me. I'm working on it. It can never be, it's. But yeah, just to kind of piggyback off of what you were saying. So I was sitting at the bar today watching the game, and actually, if you guys saw it on X, Eric Coleman was randomly there. That was awesome, giving away jet tickets. I didn't want the jet tickets. I still don't. I say, I didn't want to be a part of the raffle because I don't want to go to the game. And they're like, oh, well, you could give it away as a gift. And I said, that's not a good gift. Like I'm not going to do that to somebody. But I guess because I'm a damaged Jet fan, as awesome as to watch that win, I just kept, and Dan, I don't know about you, but I kept having this thought in the back of my head: they're gonna blow this. They're gonna blow this. They're gonna lose this game. We're up by a point, and there's like a minute and 50 seconds left, or whatever it was, and I'm just like, here we go again. They're gonna find a way. And when they didn't, man, like I just. The whole bar was clapping, Jet fan or not. Everyone just seemed so happy for the Jets. Like I don't know anybody that's like, oh, yeah, like but we saw.
I'm going to continue
positives. Mason Taylor is really emerging. I think that kid's the real deal.
Yes.
Olu had a great game. Brees had a great game. Isaiah Davis had a coming out party today, and I loved the aggression. And it seemed like today was at the right time. And I want to see more of that. I don't know how much of that is because, hey, going into the game, we're 0-7, we have nothing to lose.
Right.
But whatever it is, whatever your reasoning was, I love it. I love the aggression. And I love the trick play calls today, too. Brees Hall throwing a touchdown pass to Mason Taylor. Love it. Love it. Justin Fields, we saw more of that week one Justin Fields, where he was getting rid of the ball quickly. The offensive line seemed to have, they stepped up today. It seemed like Justin had, a good 4 or 5 seconds to get rid of the ball. That doesn't happen often. There was times where he was taking off and running. So, and I want to give credit to the defense too. The defense did their part. I mean, they still gave up 38 points, which, usually is enough to win a game. Dan, as you know, Aaron Rodgers used to say the race to 30 will get you the win. But they stepped up in big moments, especially the Bengals' last drive. Even like the drive before that, I think that, they forced the 3 and out. I think
Joe
was it the
McDonald.
last 2 drives? Yeah. Was it the last 2 drives that I don't remember.
The last two,
But
man. The last two. Like
yeah.
I like just like you, right? Like I was expecting the other shoe to fall, and I'm like, all right, it's gonna happen. They're gonna win, by 2 points, whatever the case is. The field goal that guy doesn't miss. Um, a- and when we stop them, and I hear what Armand is saying, and this was me, and this is part of me too. I'm not gonna say no, but where are you here? They did. They blew it. They won the game. See, in my opinion, I understand that is from the outside perspective that this is how we have to do it. But if this win is what it takes to change the culture of this team, to showcase to so many Jet fans, like to your point, you were there with Eric Coleman, a whole bunch of Jets fans. They won the game and everybody was cheering, or were they booing? They were cheering because we don't get a lot of these wins. We don't get them. And honestly, championship caliber teams, franchises, they start with a win. Tony Dungy started at 0-5, 0-6. He didn't get a lot of wins his first year. It was about setting the groundwork. And then the
Yep.
following years, things started to change. Kyle Shanahan started at what?
Yeah.
0-8. Oh, Aaron Glenn ain't no Kyle Shanahan. He ain't no Kyle Shanahan wasn't a Kyle Shanahan. He wasn't. All these coaches, which I'm noticing as well, because why not us? Why not the New York Jets? Aaron Glenn has his faults, just like any first timer. But one thing that I like about him, and it's an enormous trait to have as a coach, is motivation. You
Yep.
need to constantly have that locker room motivated. Because if you don't, you could be like Gerard Mayo, gone, and it's a done deal. I want to bring this up before we bring up Johnny Boy. And this is not going to be a copyright because I'm not blowing it up. But
Mm.
this was right after the game. Hopefully you guys can hear it.
I don't have all the numbers and all that right now. But man, defense, when it counted, you stepped your up and you make it. And we had to make offense, 500. Grand, 254 rushing yards. Man, I love this group. And man, from here on out, grit. Because I told you during the offseason, man, we have to create an advantage. We did. But you showed all the grit in the world to win this game. Good flight home. Great week, man. I love this group, man. Let's call it.
So 500 yards of offense. Did you expect that today?
If you would have told me that, I would have called you a liar.
I would have called myself a liar. No way. And again, this is it. We go have our bye week. We come back against the Browns here at home. You think that stadium is not going to be packed?
Oh yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
If I can get tickets, I'm getting tickets. I want to go. I want to be 2-7. I want to be 2-7 heading towards that freaking Patriots game. I want to go there to Foxborough and leave there 3-7. Oh, they're riding high, this and that. No. Hold on. Perfect storm. When you have a locker room believing, when you have a locker room that hold each other accountable, Michael Clemens, believe it or not, played a great game today. Great game. Wow. What the hell was that? Everybody wasn't making stupid mistakes. They weren't doing it.
Yeah.
It's as if everybody honed in. And this, what happened today, can be very contagious because they know what 7 losses feel like.
Yep.
Aaron Glenn has them right where he wants them. Enjoy your week off, but when you get back, time to go to work. Let's not take the Browns lightly because the Bengals took us lightly and we shocked them. Let's do it. Let's keep going. And one more thing before we go to Johnny. Eagle Fang said something really interesting earlier here. There's no surefire Andrew Luck in this draft. There is none. There is none whatsoever. Josh Allen wasn't drafted first overall, folks. He wasn't. Lamar Jackson wasn't drafted first overall. It's about having the right culture here, the right foundation. If you have winning football here, I want the team to end, in the words of Johnny Boy, man, I would love them to rip off 10 straight wins. Go for it. Do something that has never been done, right? Crazy talk. But it's always the next game. End the season 7-10, right? What? You imagine 7-10? Here on out, you only lose 3 more games the rest of the way.
Whoa.
What is that? Oh, awesome! I need that. The Jets fans need it.
I want. Yeah, and like you said, I mean, like you don't need good. Put it like this: good general managers find talent no matter where they're picking. Mm-hmm. Now, I am 90% sold on Mendoza. I want Mendoza. It doesn't mean he's going first overall. And let's face it, the Jets. I would love 7-10 right now, which sounds crazy, but I think that there's still a top 3 bad team in football, and they're still going to have a top 3 draft pick. That's that. I'm saying it right here, but right now, I think it is really important to build that foundation, build off of this, and keep getting better. Like who does not be the laughing stock of the NFL? And I want to see that, like I understand we're probably going to lose some more games. I would love 7-10, like you said, but there comes a time where that's going to come, Right. But getting these guys to really buy in, especially like these young guys, where they needed this win. And, even like what Garrett Wilson said, like it felt so nice. It was like so like wholesome. Just like I felt so happy for Aaron Glenn and the whole team. It's just like get that monkey, like I said earlier, get that monkey off your back for a week. Now you go into the bye, you're feeling good. Maybe practice, have a little up tempo. We're probably going to get some guys back after the bye. Rest up and see where the season takes you.
Absolutely, it was very organic today, completely. The way how Brees balled out, and I got to be the first one to say, don't trade him. Don't trade. Find a way to keep this guy on the team. No, there's no way. There's a dime a dozen. No, stop it. Stop. We don't have that many playmakers, and if we do select a quarterback next year, you want to place him in the best position. This is what I love when they say, no, you can't sign him. The Jets traded for Thomas Jones and gave him a big contract. Didn't they? The Jets traded for Curtis Martin, a dime a dozen. Parcells could have opted on keeping Adrian Morrell instead of Curtis Martin. There are different kind of tiers at running back that you just don't trade away. The
Saquon Barkley.
St. Louis Rams, the Marshall Faulk trade. There's something special about Brees, guys. You just don't trade him unless someone gives you a out of the ballpark kind of offer. Now, will there be players that are dealt? Absolutely, without a doubt. And Q is probably going to be one of them. And it's more money wise than anything else. Like, for instance, in order to keep Brees, you might have to unload Quinnen. And I'm okay with that, especially if it garners you a first-round pick by the Dallas Cowboys. I'm okay. At least you could utilize a lot of that hefty salary that you were going to give Q to at least maintain Brees. So as of right now, how it stands, the Saints, who are desperate for a quarterback, hold the first overall pick. I'm cool with that. The Jets also need a quarterback. The Titans do not. Cleveland does as well. But keep the course.
Maybe.
We'll see how this goes. We'll see how this goes at the end of the season. It's not. It shouldn't be our focus right now. It was our focus at 0-7. It was my big time focus. Not anymore, man. Not anymore. But what do you think? We bring him on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring you on, Johnny. Sup, Johnny? Johnny.
What's going on, guys? How you holding up?
Great.
Yeah.
Hey, first off, man, a 7-4. It was a tough one, man. Very, very tough to see that occur, and it just happened so fast, man. Like, dude was literally just a couple of weeks ago putting out a message for the whole fan base to be like, hey, I need a, kidney, et cetera, and it just gone like that. So shout out to his wife, his 4 kids, and just everybody that's in his house that's impacted by this, man, because gone way, 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 way too soon. So 7-4 embodied what it is to be a Jet. He was part of the fan base. He was always rocking with us. And that letter that he wrote, his last thing, he said, I can't wait to be back at MetLife with all the guys rooting the Jets on. Go Jets. And it's like,
Yeah.
just tough, man. But got the dub. Dude, I was on you guys' thing last week. Oh, a couple days
were
ago.
you?
A couple days ago. Oh, yeah, man. One ring, baby. Let's go.
I know idea.
It felt like I kept telling you guys. I was like, yo, doesn't this feel like the Philadelphia game for us and everything?
Yeah.
And I have to say this. I don't know if y'all noticed. Sherwood got benched.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
So Sherwood got benched, man. And then the rookie came in and with Quincy. Does that come to play now with the importance of Quincy at some point? They kept him accountable, man. So
I thought the same thing, truthfully. I thought the exact same thing. And it's gonna hurt when these guys go. I really do. I don't know how much it affects Quincy. When's the trade deadline is during our bye, right?
and yeah, the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's
so. I mean, Sherwood came back. I know that and everything, but I think they said I think Kiko had a shoulder thing that they had him out,
Right.
or something to do with, or it was a concussion if
yeah,
I'm not
concussion,
mistaken.
I believe.
So, what does that say? So I don't know. I mean, a lot of decisions are going to occur, especially during this bye, but they got that big L that was on their back for so long, and they got it off, man. And I wanted to talk a little bit about Justin Fields with you boys. Is that cool?
Sure.
Absolutely. That's why we brought you on, man, because we were going to segue and we're going to start talking about it, but we knew you've been preaching about him for quite a while. And you know what? The floor is yours, man, because I got some good things to say about him as well.
Yeah, like with Justin Fields, all right. Has he been struggling? Yes. Everybody knows it. We know that it got up to the point where we were starting to actually even question the line, seeing that the line are they regressing? What is going on? Why is he holding the ball too long? What is going on? You saw Aaron Glenn finally get on Tanner's ass and be like, yo,
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yep.
Like, we're making this too difficult on this kid. We need to make it better. We need to make it a little bit easier. Put some players that are in front of him. So if he needs to check it down real quick, he can. How many checkdowns did we see today?
Hell yeah. Yep.
Finally.
Right? Like finally being able to see that. But the mentality that Justin Fields has and the fact that he was able to be vulnerable enough to come out and talk about God, his religion and everything, that to me means a lot.
Yep.
Because dude was crying, like, and I'm not talking about the whole like closet stuff that he started talking about, but I'm talking about when he still had his uniform on. They picked him up, it looks like probably in the tunnel, and one of the Jets reporters was there, and you started seeing dude cry, right? Like right then and there, just knowing how much it meant for him to win for the green and white.
That's right.
Like, how can you not root for a guy like that? How can you not want a guy like that to succeed? I mean, the biggest thing with Justin Fields was he was supposed to be the bridge for us, right? To get a quarterback here that could potentially keep going, or the upside was going to be with this guy that we might have something with him, and we might be able to unlock it and hope for the best when it comes to Justin Fields.
Right.
You know, now the biggest thing with me with Justin Fields, it has to keep happening, right? He did the same thing with us over there in Pittsburgh, okay? And then you saw what happened on the next game. It's with him, it's been consistency.
Yep.
And we really need to see that. But shout him out for calling out Woody Johnson and saying to Woody Johnson that, yo, you're not like one of the guys in the locker room. You're not one of the guys that puts on the pad. Yes, you're the owner of this, but you're not here really seeing what's going behind closed doors in the locker room. Every single teammate that man had spoke so highly about him, about he's a guy that literally packs his lunch in a pound in a little tin thing and goes to work, and he works in silence like that. So like, you can't help but root for this dude, you know. And that's the stuff that like I saw, and I was saying, I was like, damn man, he has it. Just can somebody unlock this for him and all that? But the consistency, he just needs that, you know. So, and we all knew, like I kept saying it, like, and that's the whole reason I bring up like the Will Howard stuff. That's in the regards to, it's the Jets, bro. Like, don't you guys feel like we're gonna get knocked out of that range that we could potentially get a quarterback that we are all wanting as of right now, depending on what the flavor of the week is? You know, Don, don't get it twisted. I would love to have Mendoza. I think Mendoza is a great looking quarterback and everything, you know, but
yeah,
it's one game at a time, man. And they got this dub and they keep going. But if anything shows me for this thing, and I think maybe for you guys too, is that Aaron Glenn is staying. He's not going anywhere, guys.
And you know, just saying that, and it's just not just saying it, it's how the team responded at 0-7. To me, I thought once they lost that 7th game, everybody was going to pack it in, and it was a done deal. But the way how they came out today, where they were losing big time, I think, what was it, 16-31 or whatnot, going into the 4th quarter. To me, I thought that, all right, you know what?
They were down 15. Yeah, 15 unanswered points.
And then they converted 2 2-point conversions as well. To me, it was something where, and you saw that fire about Justin Fields, not just in that quarter, but throughout the entire game. He was very savvy. He was smart. He knew when to throw it away. If he had to take a sack, he would take it. He played very smart. I like it where, and I think you alluded to it too, Johnny Boy, where Aaron Glenn, I think it was Spiro Ditas, who said before the Jets took the field, Aaron Glenn went into the ears of Engstrand.
Yep.
That, I don't know when the last time I've ever heard of a head coach set up a standard for their offensive coordinator. Like, yo, dude, you better get going. And the signal caller has to know that, because now he's also having the owner chirping in his ear. Now it's the head coach. You wanted this position. You wanted out of Detroit. You wanted to become the signal caller. This was your guy. Do it. Do your thing. Put the players in the best position to excel. And he did that. Yo, Brees, man. Brees balled out today. Sign him. Extend him. He's part of this rebuilding process. He's part of it. We did all of this, guys, without our best weapon on offense, without Garrett Wilson. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Take this week off. Hopefully by the time we come back against Cleveland, we have Sauce back, better mentality. Garrett is ready to go, and see what the second half of the season gives you as a possible glimpse into a more successful 2026 season. So
yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, how could you not be happy for Justin Fields? You know, and it's fair to be upset with him over the last couple of weeks, and rightfully so. He hasn't played well enough. But just everything this week, you know, especially just with Woody and the media and just getting dragged through the mud And this kid, he thought he was never going to see the field again, barring that Tyrod injury. I am so happy. And this is not the first time he showed this. This like the kid has guts this season, and he knows like he's playing for his job. And he left it all out there, and I commend him for that. I really do. He looked really good. This was probably his best performance since week 1. This was a big one, and I'm happy for Aaron Glenn too. He's another one, just getting dragged through the mud. And they asked him about quarterbacks this week, and he said, I got to go talk to other coaches and see what they're going to do. It's like the dude is not good for press conferences. I think we just realized that, but I don't care what he says to the media. But I think it's fair to say that we have seen a big jump from this team. Mm-hmm. We've seen a lot of improvement. And we knew, starting off with the defense, but the offense today too. Everything they were playing complementary football. And everything just seemed to be clicking today. That's the impression I got.
Can I just answer this one here? Yes, James, we get it, right? But so were the Cowboys. The Cowboys were one of the worst defenses. We couldn't do anything against that. That's why I'm looking at this game and saying, all right, you know what? They saw a weakness and they exploited it. That's why we can't really take away too much. And it's the constant narrative of being a Jet fan, right? You beat a good team. Okay, let's see. Let's go down the roster and see what playmaker was absent from this. Oh, yeah. No, Tom Brady wasn't playing. That's why they won. Okay, they beat a crappy team. They were ranked 31st. Right? And then before the season starts, this quarterback draft class, it's can't miss. You got at least 5 of them really good. The Jets were 0-7 up to this morning, and all I kept hearing is there's no slam dunk for this quarterback class. It's always the negativity. Can we enjoy the win? Jets Nation, listen, I know it's hard to fathom. We haven't won in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Don't look at the negatives. Stop. It's been 7 weeks full of negativity. Embrace this win.
Yep.
Enjoy it. Enjoy it, because who's to know a year from now, playing on, it would have to be October 25th on a Sunday, because the 26th is going to be on a Monday, or maybe we're playing Monday Night Football. We could say, shoot, we're 7-1. When did this all start? Oh, I remember. It was October of last year, the 26th, when we got our first win.
The Nick Mangold game. That's what's gonna always.
Oh, you're right. Yes.
Yep. The miracle. I think they're calling it now the miracle game of Nick Mangold or something. There was a thing that was a thing that was out already that said that Nick Mangold, as soon as he hit the pearly gates, he already was fighting for the Jets to get their first win.
Right.
So like. You're completely right, Dan. Enjoy it. You saw, yes, did our defense play like crap? Yeah, they did. They did. We were getting gashed. We were getting gashed on the running game, man. Like it was bad. But again, if you go back, right, we almost beat the Broncos. The Broncos just molly-whopped the Cowboys, okay? And we held that offense in check.
Great point.
Okay? Trey Hendrickson, whatever his name is that plays for the Bengals, we made the dude quit. The offensive line made that guy quit today, okay? And how good was he that he led the stuff and everything? Look, you never know, man. Could you imagine if we just go on this insane streak and we just not end up losing any games? What's the narrative going to be there then?
Yeah.
Do I think that's going to happen? No. That'd be me really putting on the Jets green glasses on and just continue to keep being like that. I wanted from the offseason, I've said, all I want is a winning season, which would mean us having at least 9 wins. And I would be insanely happy with that. And I think we could continue to keep building it. Do I think that happens? I don't know. I don't know. There's still so much football left and everything. You know, my heart tells me yes, but my head is telling me probably not.
Right.
You know, so you're right, Dan. Let's enjoy this. Let's be happy. We didn't have Garrett Wilson. We didn't have Sauce. Those are two giant pillars of our game. Okay.
Yep.
Will McDonald was already being talked about. Get rid of this dude. Get him out. You know, let's trade him, whatever. And then you go ahead and see what just occurred. Had a sack when we needed it. Okay. So, again, one game at a time. I'm enjoying this, and it is what it is.
Without a doubt, man. I mean,
Mollywopped. I haven't heard mollywopped in a long time. You know,
But
that's a little.
If that tells
callback.
you,
You're from
you
New
know,
York. Yeah.
not even that, the age difference. Because you say that to somebody now, you're
I
like,
used to say
what?
that when I was younger,
Molly
yeah.
pills.
Yeah, well, Molly.
The Broncos, the Bucks, the Steelers, the Dolphins. Those are games that, again, we will say it, and just like we were saying it last year, we should have, we could have. The Cowboys game was there for us heading into at the end of the first half. We were there. It was what, 3-10, and then Brees, they popped him. He fumbled the ball. The rest is history. It's these little in the game kind of instances where if they can learn, which it seems like they are little by little, indicative of this game here, if they can learn from it, come 2 weeks from now, beat the Browns. And now, for all of them that, the draft picks. You know who I want having the first overall draft pick, to be honest, and have the Jets continue on this streak? Are the Titans. I want the Titans to have the first overall pick. Because if the Jets have a good nucleus, a good foundation, and if they feel strongly about the first overall pick, then have at it. Do what you got to do, Mooj. Do what you have to do. Or if you have to move to second overall, third overall, just like McCagnon did, to move from 7 all the way to 3 to draft Sam Darnold. That's why let the season play out.
Mm-hmm.
Let it play out. Let it do what it do. You know what I mean? Let it do what it do. Because at this point, all I want is that culture at One Jets Drive to change from this stench that we've been smelling all the way here from Queens and Long Island of Loserville over and over. And unfortunately, this is not to harp on the negative Jet fans because that's all they know. That's all I know is negativity. Is, we blew it. We won, but we really don't know how to lose right. It's over and over and over. The Jets suck. The Jets can't do anything right. If they rip off, I promise you, they rip off the next, 9 games winning. They go into the playoffs. They lose the first game. It was a disaster of a season. I could bet you any money that would be the narrative. They don't look at the building blocks. And I'm one of those too, which I'm trying to change that because that's not my nature. My nature is always to be positive. But when you see a team at 0-7 and you see coaches dancing and you see things that are the same holdovers and penalties as the Saleh regime, you get discouraged. But today, folks, what it showed me is that the team is still willing to fight. And what more do you want to see, Jets Nation? What more do you want to see? Now what I want to see is wins. Mm-hmm. Beat the Browns, beat the Pats. And if you're a Jet fan, legitimate Jet fan, and you're rooting against the Jets on that Thursday nighter, dude, find a new show.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. And I'm so sick of also like the narrative, like today, like, oh, the Bengals collapsed. They, you only beat the Bengals. I don't care. You could only beat who you play. And looking at like other bad teams, like the Dolphins, they beat the Jets. All right,
Liam, Dan, everybody had us getting destroyed.
Yeah.
Not even like saying that we were going to lose. It was us getting destroyed that Joe Flacco was going to rip us. He was going to throw for like over 400 and something yards. All of this, all of that. You know, look,
He just beat Rodgers last week.
you know what I'm saying? So like
And-
again,
I like this, not to cut you off here. I like this comment here though. Healthy Jamar Chase and Higgins. We did that without Sauce.
exactly. Those are building blocks that you
Yeah.
could continue to keep building off of, and AZ Thomas and all that. Oh, but he got beat by T. Higgins and all that. Was it really though? Because it looked like
It's
the
his eighth
safety
game.
fucked up and all that, and he was supposed to help him out. Thus, that didn't happen, right? Like the dude tried to shoot up and shit when he was supposed to come back.
So I have a question regarding that one because I remember that play, right?
Mhm.
But what else was Malachi Moore supposed to do? Like, I wish I had the telestrator here.
Yeah.
Like, he saw that wide receiver crossing the middle, and he's wide open, wide open. I think Malachi Moore did the right thing going up in the event he gets caught, leaving the one-on-one with what's his
I
name?
got
T.
you, Dan.
Higgins. Yes, there it is. There it is. I think
So-
that was the quarterback draw, though.
So, and I hope they show the play, but
3
you
weeks ago.
but you see in the pocket, right? Is you see Williams kicking back out to cover that, right? Which was a big problem before, and that was supposed to be his area. What happened with that? From what I think happened, this is maybe because I don't know too much of it, but I think he was reading the eyes of Flacco, and Flacco being a vet beat him with his eyes
Right.
and knew where
Yeah.
Higgins was gonna go. You know, so I put that more on Malachi as a rookie, right? It was two fucking rookies. I mean, sorry, it was two rookies that were on that play, AZ Thomas and that guy. And I have to say, look, AZ Thomas, bro, for what it is, your first game coming in, you're going against Chase and Higgins.
Huge.
Yep.
Enormous.
And Chase
But-
Brown, he's no slouch of a running back either.
No, he's not. And that's what I was going to tell you. And that's what I wanted to ask you guys, right? Because I'm not going to front, dude. This defense, like, it scared me. Like I told you guys, right? The last 2 games and everything, this was going to be the game that was going to speak a lot on Wilkes for me. And it did. And it also was going to speak a lot on Tanner. And Tanner finally opened up the book, which is what we've been calling forever and a day.
I love the
for
play call
him
today.
for him to do, and it might have already taken freaking Aaron Glenn to go up in his ear and truly just be like, bro, what are you doing? Open up the book. Okay, enough is enough. Like, he can handle it. And if he throws a pick, he throws a pick. So, but the defense scares me, man. We were getting gashed.
Mollywopped.
It was bad, dude. I don't know what the average was for the running backs, but if I'm not mistaken, it was like almost close to like 9 or something crazy like that. I might be, over exaggerating, but I think it was like either like 5 or 6 average. Average yards to carry.
For the Jets or
no, for the Bengals.
for the
Yeah,
Bengals?
It was
Let's
a big
see.
one. Now, on the offensive side of the ball, Jeremy Ruckert, man, that pass that he caught on the flat where his jersey was getting stripped. There's something about that tight end locker room, especially Mason Taylor. We finally found our Dustin Keller. We finally found our Mickey Schuler. Honestly, guys,
It's been so long.
it's been a very long time. Like, we don't have to worry about having, James Dearth 3.0, catching balls. Like, or the other guy, what's his name?
Ryan Griffin.
That's the guy. Thank you. Exactly. None of that. These tight ends can catch, man. And Jeremy Ruckert, man, you want to talk about someone that had been catching a lot of flack? It's him. And everything thrown his way, he has caught this season. Maybe -1 or 2, but that tight end group, it's encouraging. It's really encouraging.
Very.
Now, Now with
Fair.
that, Afram, what's up, my man?
Hey,
What's going on?
man.
Feeling good?
I'm always
Afro.
feeling good. You're the one that was really dejected last time we had Thursday.
Very, very. Not
Very.
anymore. Not anymore.
all better.
You know that record play, does that look familiar?
Yes, it does.
Is that the one that beat us when we played the Lions?
Yeah. Good
Good
memory.
call.
Great call. Thanks.
Hey, it was a good day. It was a fun game. It was entertaining.
That's the one where Zach Wilson like chucked it up right to
That was
Uzama?
it was I think it was a very tight game. It was 3rd and something, and I think it was Mosley, and he ran around the left side, and tight end got the touchdown that killed us.
Horrendous. This is a very good question here. Do we think Steve Wilkes will be back next year? I don't know. I got
No, they're talking about Wilkins, Steve Wilkins.
well, Steve
Yeah.
Wilkins.
Yeah,
I
we
don't know who that is.
Will Steve
we
Wilkins?
don't know
be back
what's
next
going to
year?
happen next year, but this,
Yeah, I just want to enjoy today. I really,
Exactly.
it's way too early to tell.
and we can't go by. They only played this. If this, the Dolphins look like shit, and then they beat the Falcons like hands down with no problem. Meanwhile, the
Right.
week before, the Falcons beat the crap out of the Bills.
Right.
So
Hey,
Weird year.
any given day,
Hey, Afram.
yes, sir.
Who was the quarterback for the Falcons today?
I don't know.
Oh,
Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
remember everybody was like, "Hey, let's bring Kirk Cousins back, guys. He's gonna do amazing for us."
Yeah, I never wanted him.
Leave Primo alone.
That's pretty cool. Listen, they maybe he took the handcuffs off of Fields, and listen, if he makes mistakes, he makes mistakes, but at least go down trying. Don't
Yeah.
keep it a conservative offense because you don't have no trust in him. Now, he was zipping that ball in on certain plays.
Afram, he finally threw the ball to our guy. You
Yeah.
see that long play?
Yes.
It was a
to
nice
Arian
route
Smith?
too. It was a nice route.
And throw. Arian
Yeah.
Smith, man, he's got a good route ability, excellent catching ability as well.
But Tyler Johnson, when he got that up in the middle there, and he kept dragging guys down.
That 4th and 2 touchdown, that surprised me. I gotta be sincere.
Yeah,
on
me
this
too.
one.
So
I
much
thought it
touch.
was
so much
so
touch
much
on that
touch.
ball.
Perfect throw.
Yeah.
If this is the catalytic game where Justin Fields can turn it around, why not, man? This is what we
Let's see
want.
what he
right?
has. We just want to see some competent football.
And if you
Oh,
guys
yes.
remember on that Brees touchdown throw, he hesitated. He kind of like pumped fake the first time, and when he did that, I said, "Oh, he should throw it." And then right away he did, and
That's good.
That was a
That's why you have a
beautiful
6'5" tight end.
Yeah.
I know
the
it
end
wasn't
zone.
the same thing, but that reminded me instantly of the Monday Night Miracle game with Jumbo Elliott. I don't know why, but like I know obviously different play and stuff, but that's what it brought me to.
And you know what, too? It's not being talked about enough. You know who really kept us in this game? That beautiful, sure thing of a leg that guy,
Yeah.
Folk, has.
Yeah.
Okay? That guy was money.
He don't miss.
And they finally was like, take the points, take the points, take the points.
Listen, we finished the game. We came back and we held them. Made key plays when we needed. You got to look. If they take that positive and go in against Cleveland, let's see what happens. Now Cleveland's got to worry also now that we're able to throw the ball. They're opening it up.
Armand is so negative.
They can't.
I look.
the
I mean,
comments.
I'm gonna say this now. And I'm gonna say in your guys' show, the Browns game, it's gonna be a giant test for our line.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a giant test for our line, and if they could hold them cats,
Yeah, that's a good
right,
one.
that's gonna be something for us to really start holding our hat on this offensive line. And then at that point, I'm probably gonna be like, dude, bring back Simpson. Look, I like
Bring
what
back
I'm seeing.
Clemens.
I like what I'm seeing from Myers. Okay, Tip, You know, if AVT does want to stay here and he gives us a type of a deal to where, you know, it makes sense and he's a depth piece for us at that position because he could play both guard positions, right? Why not? Um, so again, to Armand in regards of that, I think that's going to be a big test for us because that line that the Browns have is scary, dude. So
Getting back to that pass that Reese threw, right? Didn't he throw it like Rico from Napoleon
Rico.
Dynamite? Didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes or no?
Uncle
Like
Rico.
when he pump faked
Over the
that
mountains.
that pump looked like a legit possible NFL throw, but he was like at least half an inch stepping outside, and he threw it just like Rico. Perfect. I'm telling you,
Hell
he
yeah.
should be QB too. Just saying, throwing it out there.
I
Nice. It's got a nice van.
hey
He
Dan,
doesn't
just because you brought that picture up, I did want to talk. If I could bring it back, if you're okay, Liam, you
Yeah.
guys are okay, right? And Lucas kind of hit on it. The Rex interview on Sports Center or
Yeah, I saw that.
ESPN
huge.
and all that, and then the Willie Cologne one, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not a lot of people are talking about the Willie Cologne one. Yo, that one when he said when I was injured, and I couldn't stand on my leg, and Nick Mango says, "I got you. Don't
Mhm.
worry about it. I'll make sure I'll take care of you." Bro, and you see dude just like breaking down and everything, man, and just
So sad.
the pouring love that was coming for this guy on how much he impacted people's lives, man, on the constant. It just shows you what it truly means to be a Jets fan and love this damn organization and all that. And that's why I give crap to Six Rings constantly because he doesn't understand that. You know what I mean? So like, I know I mess with the cat. I break his balls and all that and everything, you know. But dude, him like Nick Mangold, it's. I'm glad they won it for him. You
This is
know,
a great comment. You know, say what you want about Rex. Same thing like with Rex, not to cut you off, Johnny, but you know, guys like Nick Mangold and Rex, like they're Jets, you know.
Mhm.
they bleed for this bro. He's saying that, and it's like you can't help but be like, dude, I would run through a wall for this man.
Right.
Could you imagine his players? You know, so
Yeah.
the Knicks stuff sucked, man. And it like when I saw that,
Yeah.
the first thing I went and hugged my kids and my wife, bro.
Yep.
Because you're not guaranteed tomorrow, dude. And it really shows that. So, and shout out to my son Gio. He just turned 3 yesterday. So
Nice,
Happy
man.
birthday.
Happy birthday, dude. Absolutely. It's so fragile, right? Life.
And it all shows, you know, like the other thing too is, you know, we all need to take care of ourselves, you know. Go get your checkups, go to the doctor. Don't be afraid, you know.
that's why I love Dan's. I love Dan when he would have the health conversations, talks with, and he was bringing other people and being able to speak. That the one that really stood to me a lot was Connie's son when he came on,
Chris Harper.
and he was talking about it and everything and thinking that he was still like he thought he was okay, but like everything around him was just up in flames and all that, but he thought he was fine, right? Like, dude, Dan, I applaud you every time that you were doing that and bringing that stuff up. And I was there. I made sure I was listening because it's the truth, Liam. You're completely right. You know, and bro, I'm constantly going to get myself checked out and all that
Have
just
to.
because, man, I got my kids, I got my wife, you know, so I want to be there for them. But
I appreciate that, man. That's something that we're gonna keep doing after the season. Health goes a long way, man. In mental health, physical health, and things that we don't even see that occur within our own body, what we eat, things that are acceptable here in the States that are outlawed in other places in the world. We have to look at all these things. But the number one thing is get checked. Like it has to be part of your regimen. Get your blood work done every 3 months. whatever the case is, make sure that everything is right where the standards need to be. Because if not, man, you don't want to go there too late. So, and ask questions, be inquisitive about your health, about your mental health as well, and your sanity. Ask these questions and surround yourself with people that are uplifting, encouraging, transparent, and people that are going to be right there with you, just like Nick was with Willie Colon. I'm there for you. You can't walk, I'll pick you up. That's what's the beauty of having a good support system, right?
Yeah.
Of helping someone that when they're in need, even if you don't know the person. That's why I always get ticked off when I see online someone getting mugged and they're taping it. Chuck the phone, be a hero, help that person. Because I know for a fact if that person was a family member, you would not be videotaping it. Go make the difference. Do something. And that goes with our own health, man. We got to do something to help and to have this kind of visualization of our own health. So kidney disease is a big deal, guys. Big deal. Definitely check yourself out. If something doesn't
He,
feel right, go to the
yeah,
doctor.
he had that since 2006 when he got drafted.
Yeah,
He's played
wow.
all those years with that. He had
Yeah.
it was a genetic disease he had that caused it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's crazy, man. Like how when you really start putting stuff into perspective on how fragile life truly is, man. Like it's bro, when Willie was talking about, I just spoke to him last week and he was like spirits were high and he was good, and then like that he's gone. And hearing him break like that, bro, a guy that is like, you know, like, dude, a lineman, bro, they're one of the more like really rugged, completely like they get dirty, bro. Because I love the trenches, man. Like I feel like that's where you win games constantly is the
Yep.
trenches. And yeah, man. So
Stop it, Armand.
Yeah.
You know what? I want to bring this up real quick. Barney, dude, happy birthday to your mom, dude.
Oh yeah.
And
Blessings.
just reading this, again, depression is a real deal, and whether it's a chemical imbalance or whether it's certain memories that just you can't get through it. But Barney, big ups to you, man, and your family to do this, the surprise party, because it showcases what you and your family are all about, man. And I commend you for doing that and valuing mom. So that's a big one, dude, because that one hits home.
Mhm.
When you have someone that's sick and you're helping them out, and your life is all about getting out of your comfort zone. Get comfortable getting uncomfortable. That was the saying for COVID a lot. So that's how you learn more about yourself and others. And so to me, dude, Barney, big ups, dude. Applaud you on that one, 100%. Without a
Hell
doubt.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
so it's just the highs and lows of just today, Felt great to get that win. I'm still gutted for Nick, man. Like you feel like the guy,
Mhm.
like it feels like you're like one of your buddies just passed away. It's. I was talking to Eric Holman about it, and like he didn't even like want to really get in. I just said, I didn't want to like really press him on it. It's just like I'm sorry. I could only imagine the relationship you guys had, and he's like, yeah, man. I'm trying not to think about it right now. He left at halftime. Well, he did like some like halftime show, and then had to go catch a flight. Just moved to Florida. So, I'm sure he's gonna have some alone time. But yeah, man, it's
That's why, like, Liam, like I was prior to the game, I was like, man, this is weird that not a lot of the like Jet guys are saying anything about this or anything. But once the game was over, bro, yo, all of them, bro, Brees, Garrett, Sauce, Titman,
Glenn.
just Glenn, like all of them were just outpouring that. Even Glenn, there, I don't know if you guys saw also too, but the clip when he's talking about after the victory, the one that you had, Dan,
Mhm.
prior to that, the first thing he mentioned was Nick Mangold.
Yep.
You know, and I was like, he gets it. He's like,
Right.
yo, I didn't play with the guy, right? But he's a Jets through and through. He's one of us. And he was a guy that, you know, gave his shirt for this organization and everything. And it breaks my heart when I hear about his wife and his 4 kids, because that hits
Yeah.
home for me. You know, it just tells you, man, the type of like guy that Glenn is. And you root for somebody like that when you have that. And it's why you're seeing these players not out crying and saying, because bro, it's been a crap show. We were 0-7. Okay, I'm expecting players to come out left and right and are trashing this organization and what's going on. I was expecting, after Woody made those comments, for them to come out and start trashing that and everything, and they didn't. Everybody stayed level-headed, knew what they was going to do, and kept it going. And then when what Fields said about him, you know, he's like, it's about my teammates and my coaches and what they say. Rich says, I'm talking about what Mr. Johnson said. He's like, no disrespect to him and anything, you know, but he's not somebody that is in the locker room with us. Essentially, he doesn't put on the helmet and everything. You know, I get he's the owner, right? But that stuff doesn't affect me.
Absolutely.
Yep. And the other thing too, you know, just to one more time touch on Nick. I was listening to Tyson Roush earlier, and he made a great point, saying that he was like a great ambassador for the Jets. You know, it's like when you think of the Jets, those are the kind of guys you think of. You know, just somebody always repping the team, and so, you know,
Leader.
I know we're bouncing around a little bit here, but you know, it's just so important to, you know, keep his memory alive, especially tonight. You know,
make him. He's going in the Hall of Fame in 2026, and he's been going up in the ranks, right, to get there. Yo, they need to put him in, man. Like
they have to.
He needs to be put in there. Make him a Hall of Famer and all that, and that'll give some type of like resilience to the Mangold household, right? Because you know it's going to be his wife that's going to come up there. You know, his sister was like an Olympic bodybuilder and all that as well.
Yeah.
Right? Weightlifter?
Yeah, weightlifter.
Yep.
Yeah, you know, so like this anyways, we did win today though, guys. So, you know.
Yes.
It's a big one, and I'm happy that they won it for Nick, man. You know, I think that is the big one. The Jets always come up big, man, for all these players, man. Like with Dennis Byrd, you know, against Buffalo at Buffalo in '92, right? Nobody gave the Jets a shot, especially with Browning Nagel, my guy. They won the game. You know, today, same thing with Nick. Bam, they punched the Bengals right in the mouth with no fear. That's one thing I liked about the Jets today, is that they played with their heads on fire. And there was no backing down. And no matter how bad the game was, especially in that first quarter, then heading into the fourth, it was like, you know what? The game is still there. Even though the scoreboard doesn't indicate that. We're down 15 points. Everybody already counted us out. If this was MetLife, everybody would have left already. But we're going to win this game. And that was the mentality. Aaron Glenn continued to have this team ready for the next play, for the next one. And yes, the defense gave up a boatload of points, 38 of them. But when it mattered the most, when we needed the stop, they stopped them twice.
Yep.
So I commend Aaron Glenn for keeping this boat up and not fully sunk. Again, there's still going to be a lot of lows this year. And there's going to be a lot of highs as well. But let's find a nice balance. Let's get another probably 5 more wins in here, solidify and have a strong foundation, and then go into 2026 with build on that. And I think it's going to be very promising.
But a minute 30, what was it, a minute 40? How many of you guys thought it was going to be running down to the field and the final kickoff field goal and we lose?
All of us.
Yeah.
All of us.
I was.
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
I'm watching the game, My daughter's right next to me, and my wife is right next to me.
Mhm.
And we saw it, and it's like a minute and something left. And we're all like, "Ah, they're about to break our heart again. Like
Yep.
we're expecting it,
Yep.
you know. But as soon as, and shout out to Brownlee, man. Brownlee after the game says, you know, I'm meant to be a Jet. I'm happy to be here. And he made that play. And I think it was Bilal Powell that told him that wear that 29 with pride. And he showed out today with that. And Dan, real quick, you hit it, right? JJ interview after the game. And JJ was like, I'm gonna keep it 100, okay? The defense played like crap, but it felt so great for our offense to pick us up. We know what we need to do and be better, and we are starting that again back in practice because this can't happen ever again. That's a guy that I want here for the long. That's a Bart Scott to me, right?
Absolutely.
Like still keeping the
CP
accountability
Mosley.
in place and being able to say, yo, like we were dog crap, but the offense, thank you. Because we've always been known for defense. And we were always like, if the offense could just score. I think that one year, what was it? If they scored more than 17 points or 13 points, I think it was, we would have won so many games because we
17.
kept 17, right? We would have won so many games because on how our defense played such great defense on a constant week to week. And you're
Yep.
right, Dan. Bro, right now, man, it's growing pains. And I said it from the offseason. We're going to have growing pains with this team, man. And it's going to take time. That's why I couldn't say it that get rid of Glenn on his first year. Like for me, he makes it difficult. He was making it very difficult for me. And some of the boneheaded plays, but I think he finally is realizing it that look, I need to take three points, and I know where and when I need to take my chances and everything. And how about the quarterback sneaks today?
Yes.
That they kept doing it.
Absolutely.
And
He made
not
a push today too.
Finally.
Now, before we move forward, I want to say thanks to everybody watching right now. It just broke 125. If you can kindly hit the subscribe button, it would mean the world to us. We thank you again for giving us your time on this Sunday night on this amazing Jets win. Listen, we got to talk about the core guys here. If we're going to change this thing around, we got to make sure that we're going to keep our own, right? And we have core guys. Check it out on defense. Jermaine Johnson, Will McDonald, Sherwood, Sauce, Michael Carter. I'm going to throw in there Malachi Moore because I really like the guy. Now on offense, we have Mason Taylor, Braylon Allen, all 5 offensive linemen, Garrett Wilson, Arian Smith, and here's the asterisk, Brees Hall. So many people want to get rid of the guy. We kind of touched on it earlier in the show, but man, what an asinine move that would be. I'm sorry, guys. That would be the stupidest move to get rid of Brees Hall. If you have a one-on-one with him and you give him a contract that's comparable to how he has produced over the past, 3 or 4 years, whatever the case is, I bet he's willing to meet you halfway. I have to be honest. I think that is going to be that kind of contract.
What would you give him?
Before we get to that point, 1 second after, before we get to how much I would give him, but it would look so bad that we trade the guy after what he did today. It would be so Jets. It would be a Jets move after him. The Jets to say, thanks for the touchdown pass and the win. Okay, bye, you're out of here. What message does that send to the locker room? Especially for a 3rd or 4th rounder. Now, if a team comes out of nowhere and offers a first, yes, I get it. but not for a fourth or fifth. But that's why I think this week coming up that you're off, start talking to him. Start showing to him that he is a valuable asset and he's a huge part of the future of the Jets. Now, how much I would give him? To be honest, number one, probably Quinnen Williams would have to probably get jettisoned out of here. And I would hate to say that, but it would be the only way to keep Brees. And Quinnen, unfortunately, right now, if he can garner you a first rounder, you would be saving a lot of capital in which you can give to Brees. Not that kind of contract. I would have to say probably 9 to 10 million a year. Wait, is that enough or is that not enough for a guy like Brees who hasn't even broken the 1,000-yard barrier yet? Nothing like that. He hasn't been healthy too much.
How
Would
much?
that 8 to 10 million a year, or is that low?
Closer to 8.
I would say like 7.5 to 8. I think would be for him, right? Look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. In the very beginning of during the off season with Brees, I was one of the guys that was like, somebody comes up and says, "Hey, I'm gonna give you a second rounder for him or whatever." I was like, do it, because he got a crazy injury that occurred to him. But then I was like, you know what? I need to let me see his first couple of games and see what he's going to do. Right. Because remember, during preseason, right? What was the biggest issues? Oh, he can't see the hole. He's not hitting the hole correctly. He's having issues with this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And for me, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
is that, or is it that he's being told to go ahead and just try to hit it no matter what, even if it's not there? And I want to see the burst if you have it. And I saw it, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know, man. Let's see how he progresses within the first games that start coming in." You start seeing it, but then he wasn't utilized again the right way. They forgot that this guy could catch the ball, that he's a dynamic player that could potentially, right, break it off for 20 to 15 yards easy like that off of a couple of cuts and everything. So I wouldn't. I want to keep these young guys together as long as we can, right? Especially if we end up getting a quarterback where you have it, because the quarterback's the most expensive position, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you got the rookie quarterback and you're paying the rookie salary and all that, you're able to do that. But we have to hit on a quarterback, so I would say keep him. He's one of the guys you see how the actual offense runs when he's, at full go. And hey,
where
man,
would you rank him? What level of running back would you rank him amongst the league? Comparable, some guys do better.
Well,
if you were
he's
to
definitely
put,
like Saquon.
if you were to put him at Philadelphia, right, with that line and in the type of way that they use their running backs, his numbers would be so much more. He's special of a player. So
would you say he's above average from the average running back?
Yes, he's
well above average.
Well above average, yes.
So how many well above average quarterbacks are there in this league right now?
Running backs or quarterbacks?
Running backs, well above average.
So you probably got
32 teams.
You probably got what? Jonathan Taylor, right? CMC, Saquon. I would probably put Derrick Henry up there as well.
It's about 7.
Right? Yeah. So yes, Afram.
So you're telling me you've got, out of 32 teams, you got 7 running backs that are well above average, and you want to trade him when your goal is to run first and build the running game.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Whether you want to keep him or not is a different thing. Now, do you tag him? Not the franchise tag. What's the other tag?
Transitional.
tag where you could match the contract he gets offered, right? Put him out on the market, let him see what he's getting, and then take it from there. Do you think he's going to get 15, 16 million a year?
No, definitely not.
Do you
Absolutely
think he's
not.
going to get the league average for the franchise number, which is 14,
14,
and
yeah.
transition is 11 mil.
Probably that.
Would you give him 11?
Yes.
Because 11 ain't going to hurt you.
Nope. 100%.
Actually, 14 won't hurt you either.
Especially that they're raising the
Right.
right. They're
But-
doing that now.
so,
Look at
I-
this. This is my point, right? I'm going to let you go in just a second. The only thing is why I think having the core players is so important. If we go to 2006, follow me on this one, right?
Mhm.
This is the same draft that the late Nick Mangold was drafted. You have DeBrickshaw, Nick Mangold, Brad Smith, Leon Washington, and obviously you had role players like Eric Smith and Drew Coleman. But then the following year, on top of those core players, we added Revis and David Harris. Then on top of that, a year later, that's where we started adding free agents here, such as Thomas Jones, Alex Faneca, Chris Jenkins, and Kotri was on the team already, right? Again, these core players. Then another year went by, and we're at 2009, 2008. And at that point, we kind of placed Favre in there. Now, it didn't work out, but it was a competitive year. The
Right.
following year, 2009, we added Braylon Edwards, all keeping the core players. The core players were still there, ground and pound, right? It was all there. Sean Green, Thomas Jones, all these guys. Leon Washington was there. And then the following year, that late run, and the last time that we ever made playoffs, we added Santonio Holmes. Again, Antonio Cromartie. The list goes on.
Yep.
But it all starts with core players that you do not trade. You don't. Now, some might give me pushback on the whole Quinnen Williams thing. I like Quinnen, but the contract is very heavy. So if you could unload him for a first or second rounder, that's fine because it allows you to garner more capital in the draft to get more core players and keep your own, like a Breece Hall, at maybe 9 to 14 million a year, which I'm fine with. I'm okay. We need playmakers.
I
Where are
don't
we going to
think
get?
I don't think you get a first for him.
For who? For
be
Quinnen?
honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
I
maybe
think
a
a second. Yeah,
because you're going to have to pick up that salary too.
but I don't want to get rid of Quinnen. He's such a giant piece in that on that line itself that what we need are those role players to be around him, or get yourself another guy that you could put next to him in the draft
And
and
then
do
help
it that
him.
way and help him in that way. Like you're saying, by adding those players later on in the draft, your Eric Smith or your I forgot the other players that you said that we drafted the year next, and they started to continue to keep building off of that.
Right. So what you were saying, Dan, they put together a core team, and then all they had to do was tweak it with free agency because you
Yes.
had the players, and you added the guy you were missing to add to help, and you made a more solid team, and that's why they were successful.
And that's where I agree, right? Like with Quinnen, for me, yes. Would I unload him for a second? I would personally, but I know that the Jets would never. And I'm glad that they have that standard. Just keep him at a first rounder because I think the Dallas Cowboys were willing to unload Micah Parsons to the Jets for our first and Quinnen. So there was that talk there, especially Connor Hughes was speaking about this. So in my opinion, if Dallas calls and they say, look, we want Q. All right, you know what? Give us the Green Bay one. And would you guys take that or no? That first rounder from the Green Bay Packers?
Can you guarantee me
Absolutely.
that first rounder is going to be Quinnen's replacement and he's going to give the production that he does?
I'll give you one better. I cannot guarantee, but I can at least tell you that that will be one part of the ticket to move up in the draft to finally get our franchise quarterback. I'd trade a nose
But you
tackle.
better hit on that quarterback.
You better hit on him
Yeah.
without a doubt.
Armand, I'm glad you're here because
Hello,
something
Armand.
that stuck with me is every time we spoke about quarterbacks and you went back and you said about that year where all of those high quarterbacks that were picked were trash, but the ones that were later on ended up being a lot better, right?
Yes.
Which year was it? 2018?
2018, Josh Allen went 6th overall.
Mhm.
Buffalo traded up, but that's because in 2017 they had the 10th overall pick. They traded out of it with the Kansas City Chiefs that took Patrick Mahomes.
See what I'm saying? So like,
And then obviously Lamar went 32nd overall, but that's because everybody was saying he should switch to wide receiver and giving him disrespect.
correct. So there's a possibility of something that's out there for us potentially. That's why I can't. Quinnen did what a leader does. He had a meeting with his players. Anybody's ever played, you've had those before, bro. You've had those conversations where you'd be like, yo, what are we doing, dude? Like, we're making our guy that's coming out here that's taking fire left and right from everybody that's telling this dude, fire him, fire this guy, get rid of him. He's a bum. He sucks. He wasn't even really that good of a scout. Oh, he wasn't really that good of a defensive coordinator. He didn't do anything over there when he was with the Saints. Just trashing this dude, bro, like left and right and all that. And it's like, we're better than this. What are we doing? Everybody thought that it was the players were trying to have some type of coup to go against Glenn, and we're going to go straight all in out. And then you saw them play a lot better, and it was Quinnen. Quinnen was the guy that was there. He's just not a rah-rah, all like, right then in your face the way AG is, and you said it, Dan. I'm glad that AG went to Tanner and snapped on him and everything. And it's like, yo, bro, what are you doing?
Right.
Well, I do like that.
Yeah.
He never did that to Wilkes while the defense was sucking. How many
Bingo.
times?
You don't know that. They've gotten a lot better these last couple of weeks.
Well, hold on. How many times have we seen him snap at an offensive player? Simpson, with all his penalties. How many times did Michael Clemens get snapped on during a game for his stupid penalties this year? None.
True.
I wouldn't want to snap on a convicted criminal. I
Yeah, I
would
don't know.
not want to do that.
I know I've seen him pull him over and give him a look and say something, and he walked
Not
away.
like he does to the offensive guys after him.
Yeah. I
He
don't
has
see
shown
much
some-
of that
let's face
lately.
it, He has shown
really.
favoritism to the defensive side.
But who's been giving us the most penalties? I feel like it's been the offense, right?
No, defense, Clemens. I would 100% say the defensive side of the ball with Clemens.
No, who has the most penalties? The defense or the offense this year?
I would say the defense.
McQuarrie Ball.
It might even be equal, Johnny. They might be equal.
I
Between
think
Simpson and Clemens, it might be equal.
I don't know, man. I think it's offense, bro. If I'm being honest with you. Is there a way we could look it up, Armand?
How do you explain this then, Armand?
Oh, that's me yelling at Dan.
That's actually Michael Clemens yelling at Aaron Glenn.
Yes.
Has Clemens had a penalty in the last 3 games?
No, that's
He
what I'm
hasn't.
saying. He's
Like,
gotten
that-
much better.
That's called progress, Afram. That's
Yes.
called
Yeah.
progress.
And
And
I'm
Armand-
all
I want to ask Armand this question. You want to trade Quinnen, right?
I want to trade them all.
But why?
But
What do
why?
What do you gain? What do you gain from that?
A new core. A core
A new
that's
core
not-
of what?
A core that's better than this core because this core's been losing.
But you don't know that.
Yeah, I gotta have faith in that. Better than this core of losing.
So wait, can I run down Jermaine Johnson? You don't like anymore?
Just because I like him doesn't mean that I listen. If a team came to us with a first rounder for Jermaine, goodbye.
They're not giving him a first. Will McDonald,
I-
you want him out?
I'll get a first for McDonald. He's still on
No,
his
you're
rookie
not
deal.
getting a first
Yes, you will.
for
He's still
Will
on his rookie
McDonald.
deal. Yes, he's still on his rookie deal. You got to pick up his 5th-year option after this year.
All right.
The team will give you a first for him.
What
Not,
team?
not to interject here, but can anybody
Rams?
just like
Dallas.
Dallas will give you a first for Will McDonald?
They'll give
I
you.
think
the
they have
Packers
any
first.
left.
Look, they did not see Jake Glazer's report. They tried to trade for Max Crosby and Trey Hendrickson, and those two teams hung up on them.
I don't.
they
well,
are desperate to replace Parsons? I will say that.
Wow. I mean, if they come with first
Listen,
rounders,
Jerry did not want to pay Parsons. You don't think he would take an edge rusher on a rookie deal?
but with Jermaine, wouldn't he have him for what, one more year, right?
He'd
For
have
the
to
fifth
extend
year?
them after next year.
Next year. Okay. So you're saying Jermaine Johnson, you get a first rounder for him.
From a team that's a playoff contender, yes. I can
First.
see it 100%.
So that's a
But-
low one.
Low one. It's a second rounder. And you're cool with it.
That's still
Yes.
low. It's a one, but it's still a low one.
Will McDonald, you really think that somebody's going to give you a first for him? But based off of what? I'm just curious.
His rookie contract, you don't have to pay him right now.
No. What has he done?
He got, like it or not, he got a sack today.
That doesn't merit a first rounder, though.
His contract does as well. You don't have to pay him right now.
No, but it's like the Jets trying to get a pass rusher and just giving up a first just for the hell of it based off of potential. Like Will McDonald's, I know for a fact, if I speak to an Eagles fan, right? And I'm like, hey, you know who Will McDonald's is? And the guy's like, I ate there before. But no, it's a player. He has no idea who Will McDonald is. That's why I think first rounders are only for players that you really know someone. Like, that's why I don't think
an Eagles fan wouldn't know that, but everybody in the NFL knows McDonald inside the league.
so. You would
I
trade
would even
Sauce.
say I think Will McDonald could get you a 2nd-round pick.
Okay, that I can give you a second rounder.
Well, Sauce ain't
Sauce.
going no. Sauce ain't going nowhere no
No,
more.
but based off of Armand, he wants to get rid of everybody.
Sauce is not going anywhere, but I would at least listen on him. Yes, but
What?
I think Sauce is more of an off-season trade.
All right, Mason Taylor.
No,
Absolutely
I'm
not.
trading Mason Taylor. I'm not that stupid, Dan.
You wouldn't touch him, but I thought he was part of the
We
core.
just got him.
Yeah, but he's not doing
I'm
anything.
talking about guys like Quincy, Sherwood.
Okay,
Jermaine.
Sherwood. What is Sherwood going to give you?
Sherwood would probably get you a 5th because of the extension, or 4th.
So
You don't
it's
think Olbrich would take him? Salah would take him?
for a 4th and 5th. No, I want him. That's
Why?
not,
He's been bad this whole season.
give him time. Give the guy time.
Give him time.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. So hold on a second. So this is all based off of potential. You don't like my potential, but you think some other team is going to give you potential for a first rounder for this guy, Will McDonald. Now, Brees Hall, what are they going to give you? Don't sleep on me, Afram. Don't sleep on me.
No,
Come
no,
on,
that's
man.
the
Got
glasses.
192
There you
people
go.
looking at me.
Better.
Yes.
The,
A little
the
bit lower if
screen
you
blocks
can.
my eyes. The screen
A little
blocks.
lower, a little lower, a little lower.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, my neck
Mhm.
hurts.
Yo, how many sacks did he have last year?
McDonald, 10.
Yeah.
10.
10.
Where is he at this year?
3.
3.
Johnny, is that like your
Come on.
man cave or is that like the actual living room?
No, this is my
That's
this
a
is
$1
my
million home.
this is my office. This is my office.
That's sick, bro.
In my office in my
I've,
house.
I've never
Yeah.
had you blown up like this. I love it.
Yeah, that's the casting couch right here.
Nice.
So it's
Nice.
my Adidas right over here. My Nikes.
Is
I don't
that
know
where you wear your
Nikes.
Speedos at night and just sit there?
Oh yeah, you know it. You know
I got
it.
two. You got another Speedos that you wear as a headband?
I do as well.
Does it
I
say
do
any
my,
place, anytime?
I do my Jeff Hardy impression. If anybody is
Oh,
a
nice.
WWE, where
Yeah.
he came out one time, this thing looked like a thong. I don't.
Yes.
Armand, do you remember
Yeah, I
that?
remember that. Yeah, I saw
And-
that.
Yeah. So shout out to the Hardys. They lost. Yeah, this is where my little man cave and stuff like that.
That's
Wild
great,
Wave.
man.
I'm
Do you have any,
pissed
like,
because
cool-
now
yeah, I was gonna
everybody
say,
wants to keep everybody off of a win.
I
That's
do.
why I'm pissed.
I got that.
just won.
I have that right in my room too.
We just won
Um,
today, Afram. We just won. You're getting so
what do you got
mad.
there?
That's for little Geo.
Dan,
What?
I am mad because everybody now wants to keep
Nice.
everybody off of a
Nice.
victory. Would everybody feel like this if they would have lost? And how would everybody feel? But what Quinnen did, jumping off sides, just like how many years ago against Buffalo, one of our defensive players went off sides and costed us a
That's
game.
cool.
I mean, I see what
But
you're
we won.
saying. I see what you're saying though, Armand. But the core guys, I don't.
But
I
these are
feel
not-
like
these
I
are
feel
not
like
Glenn's core guys.
Well, because guys are improving.
yeah. And wasn't this the regime that extended Sherwood because of what they
he was
saw
gonna
with
be
him?
Johnny, he was going to be a free agent.
Correct, but
So
they
either had to tag him, let
Well,
him
they didn't
go,
want him to walk.
or extend him.
now Armand with the Sherwood situation, yes, because what intrigues me next year is Alex Anzalone is going to be out, and I've been
That's Ted's
high on
brother.
that guy.
Mhm.
So potential there. There is a lot of first time 1 year players that we have that are going to be dropping off, that we are going to have to pick up in free agency. So this roster is going to look completely different next year. But a lot of these players that we do have here, right, are buying into this culture that is being done by this regime at the current
Were they
moment.
buying into the culture, or did Woody Johnson piss him off this week for where they banded together?
Could have been that.
Maybe that's what we need.
I was gonna
That's
say
what-
whatever. Can we talk
So
about
we
for a
need our
second
owner
how
to talk
ugly
every
these
week and
Steelers
sound like a
uniforms are?
moron?
I
Oh,
know.
they're hideous. They're hideous, dude.
Armand,
Oh.
if it wasn't for the money, would you keep Brees?
No.
That was a short topic.
No, you'd get rid of him
Yeah,
completely.
yeah. Those
Yes.
helmets. I can't get over the helmets.
Running backs every year come
The
out of
pants,
nowhere.
everything.
Oh, so
Yeah, but-
you're ready to give him up, huh, Brees?
He's a rental and he's a running back. There's so much wear and tear on him.
Name that player.
Curtis
You're
Martin.
probably going to get a 50
Oh no, LaDainian Thomas.
because he's a rental.
Ty
Oh
Cobb.
no, Ty Cobb. Did you just
Is
say
that
Ty
Thomas
Cobb?
Jones?
So
That's
Adam,
Thomas
just to
Jones.
get eyes
Yep.
on over the cap.
Thomas
Next
Jones.
year's
Michael Phelps.
transition tag for running backs
11.
was 11.4 million.
Yeah. 14 for franchise
Yes.
and 11
14.1
and change for a transition.
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, isn't
And
Quinnen's-
15.6 were transvestite.
what's Quinnen right now as a what is Quinnen ranked right now in the league
not.
for his position? Isn't it still top 5?
Quinnen? Yeah.
Yeah, isn't it?
I don't
I
know.
don't know. You got to check on that one, Armand. That one you got to check on. Top 5?
Would you keep
don't know.
Quincy?
No.
Yes, I would. That was
Would
the
you-
one that's
He's
that
a
thing.
free agent after this year,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Would you go to his brother and say, "Hey, we need to renegotiate your contract to keep your brother"?
That's a Johnny boy.
That's a dirty move, though.
Yeah.
I mean, but it's
It's
business.
a business.
It's business.
Wow.
It's
that's
business.
That's a
You wouldn't
mafia.
put it to
Trade
him
them
that
both
way,
in the
but
package to San Francisco or Atlanta.
That's a Chauncey Billups kind of move right there, man. Oh my God.
no, that's a
Eh?
diff.
Oh,
Chauncey
yeah,
Billups
yeah.
would be looking for information,
Oh.
not making deadly moves.
Yo,
like that.
I want to
Oh,
see
I
who the
know.
player is that they're talking about that makes $25 million a year that is still in the NBA right now that they have not put out there yet.
He's got to play for the Knicks. What? Like we have that luck.
Nah,
I
bro,
bet
it
you
ain't
it's
gonna be the
Brunson.
Knicks.
It's Brunson.
Oof.
Like we waited 30 years for Brunson. Yeah, it's Brunson.
They
It's
lost
probably one of the
They
players
lost.
from the Sixers, bro, out in Philly.
Embiid?
Not Embiid. Nah, Embiid don't make. He made way more than $25 million a year.
But if say you get rid of Johnson and McDonald, who in this upcoming draft is the top ranking
The
edge
top
rusher?
edge rusher
Yeah.
for the first round, it's Blair from Miami.
Where would he get picked roughly?
Top 5 from what I've read. Top 5, top 10.
We can't do that, right?
We need a quarterback.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
but you could get some guys in free agency to be pass rushers.
Like who?
I don't know who's out there yet.
Yeah,
I don't
the
like to look at
other
free
guy.
agent-
The other
but
guy
hold
that's
on.
really good from
We
Georgia.
could look at free
Elijah
agent
can't
football
stop
players
Cummings.
right now, but we all know when you with the tags, the franchise tag, transition tags, it takes away players from going into free agency.
I'm just
Would-
saying, man. Like,
Would he
dude,
sit out
Who?
Yes.
if you do that to Brees? If you transition him or
Yes, he
franchise him,
probably
would he
would.
hold up?
That's,
Would he
that's
hold
the,
out?
That's the Players Union Book 101.
I got to intervene here. I got to say huge thanks to we just crossed 200 viewers right now. Thank you so much right now. Just hit that subscribe button. It definitely means the world to us. And again, we thank you for your time for tonight. Just, giving us Jet fans, you, the Jet fans, a moment just to like connect here. So the link is up there. If you want to come in, talk Jets,
Yeah, I'll
by
throw
all
it up
means.
there one more time.
Yep.
I
Hell
got
yeah.
you.
Dan, Liam, and Afram, do you guys
Sure.
believe in Joe Hendry? He's a really good player that's coming out.
I don't follow college much, so I'm the last guy you want to talk to.
He's he could play a lot of positions. He's
I
like
bet.
a
Is it just
Derwin
like-
James. Could play.
He's like one of those guys you
safety,
just say his name and he
linebacker.
appears, right?
Yes, exactly.
Like Beetlejuice.
Yes.
The Howard Stern one.
Ah, how much did you bless you? Oh, and
It's look, I'm on the same boat with Afram. Exactly. Like, you know what you already have with these players, and we're gonna create bigger holes that we don't
It's going
need.
to take longer,
Yes.
and you don't know how well you're going to get, how the talent's going to be, if they mesh, if they're the type of player. It's when you pick, are they going to be around? Are they going to be there when it's your turn to pick? Or do you have to move up and use draft picks to get to that person? It's
Armand, do you have to?
especially when you
How
want
do
to
you
get rid
gain
of
more picks?
everybody, you're going to have to fill in a lot of holes. That's the whole
Johnny
thing.
Boy's question: if he wants
you don't wanna-
Anzalone here, you can't have Sherwood and Quincy here.
But that's what I'm saying. That's why I would entertain the Sherwood one, because you're bringing that vet in there when you have Kiko there. Dude, that told me a
Hurt
lot.
again?
That told me a lot today when he benched Sherwood for Kiko.
Yeah. And I wouldn't mind doing that because he hasn't lived up to the hype. He was supposed to be the captain of that linebacking core, and it just didn't pan. It's not panning out right now.
Even though he leads, though, he's like in the top 5 for most tackles for linebackers in the league.
yeah, check this out.
Well, what is
Vintage Mangold. Check it out. Remember this, guys?
To do something to finally get a win. It's been over 2 months since they last had a win. And there we see some blood here is something to
Elevated
finally
him.
get a win. It's been over 2 months since they last had a win.
That was all Mangold, bro.
Was that
Yeah.
what's his name? The shampoo guy?
Palomalu? I don't think so.
No,
The shampoo guy.
He knew better.
Dude, I'm not gonna front, bro. Maybe it's me and because of today, but bro, when Tittman was talking about him,
They were close.
yeah, like, dude, tell me that didn't remind you of Mangold. Like, he just has that like Mangold look, bro. Like, he talked about how Nick Mangold was one of the first persons that welcomed him to the Jets organization and was like, anything that you need, I'm here. I could show you the ropes. I will tell you this and all of that, man. Like,
Well, he worked with him too.
yeah, it sucks, bro, to see that 74
It
is it's
As I said earlier, Tyson, this today reminded me when Thurman Munson died. I don't know if you guys were around for that.
All right.
And they came back and you had they won the game that night, with
That's
close
right.
guys to him. It was
Afram, wasn't it didn't Rex bring in Dennis Byrd
Yes.
right for the
Yeah.
Patriots game
Yeah.
and what had them hyped up?
Yeah.
So
the guy was never supposed to walk again, and he came in with the sticks and,
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
with the crutches, and he walked. That's a lot. That's
It's amazing
Yeah,
what
it's just-
perseverance can do, man. You know, we want to give thanks to everyone right now. We're going to kind of wrap this up. Again, we won tonight, today. It's a big game. You know, we're heading the right directions. But most importantly, again, rest in peace, Nick Mangold. Again, you were always valued here as a Jet, and you will always live through your legacy. So
I just want to mention also we should also mention Doug Martin's family as far.
Yes.
That was very much tragic as well.
Yes. Tampa Bay running back, right?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay, I
Out
think
of
the
nowhere,
Raiders
man.
as well.
He jumped out of a second floor window.
Oh, that's what I didn't even know. That was the whole.
The last I heard, it was like a home invasion or something.
Yeah.
Is what I saw.
He was arrested.
Yeah, I was told he died in police custody.
Yeah.
What I read today was he I think he's had.
He was had like drug problems.
Yeah.
It stinks.
I
man.
wonder if his
36
family will allow,
36 years old.
So
allow
young.
his brain to get checked for CTE and stuff.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So sad,
It's
man.
sad.
Again,
It's
prayers
very
out
sad.
to the families.
Yeah,
Guys, again,
especially, you know, the wife and the 4 young kids. That just breaks my heart, man.
completely.
Yeah.
It's devastating to hear that. So everybody just love one another. You know, love your families, and definitely love every day that you have here on Earth. So again,
Love you all.
Yeah, I love you
Absolutely.
guys, man. I
Love
appreciate
you.
you boys, man. For
For
real.
real.
be strong, guys. Go Jets.
Quarterback, Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Just 14 that first time, now going long. They got a wide open man, and he makes the catch. It's Braylon Edwards taking off. Braylon Edwards will take it home for the touchdown. 80.
First down in San Diego territory at the 47-yard line. Big draw. And Pennington going for 6. Deep down the